As someone that provides laser hair removal services, I want to break down 5 myths that I just really want you to stop believing today, okay? These are things that might be holding you back from trying this experience, or something that like somebody told you a long time ago and you just like held on to it. I know some of these were for me, and I'm gonna tell you which ones those are. I'm Dr. Leslie McElrath. I'm a board certified family physician. I'm in Akron, Ohio. And I was always told that laser hair removal was not for darker skinned women. It wasn't a thing that we should do. It was unsafe. It increased your risk of keloids and all of that stuff. But the reason that that was the case back then and is no longer the case now is because technology is caught up. The way that lasers work is that they run off of a specific wavelength. And so you have to have a wavelength that is not damaging to darker skin tones, but still targets the hair follicle like it's supposed to, so that it actually does the job that you're wanting it to do. And so not only nowadays are laser hair removal services available to African American women, they're very available to a plethora of women at all skin tones with all hair types. The only ones that aren't included in this are white hair. So if you are going gray, going white, can't do that because it literally attacks the melanin in the hair follicle to get that heat down to where it needs to go. If you don't have melanin in the hair follicle, doesn't have anywhere to go. And those with super pale hair, again, because of that lack of melanin, it doesn't work. All right, so that's myth number 1. Myth number 2 is that it's painful. And again, this is a technology increase or advancement issue. Back in the day, yes, it was painful, and you've seen the videos of people and they're holding it way across from their face and they're zapping them. That's actually not laser hair removal. That's IPL. That's a completely different thing, and it needs to stop getting confused because we're scaring people away from stuff that actually might be useful to them. But that's neither here nor there. Laser hair removal done properly with the proper tools is not painful. When it's done by somebody that actually knows what they're doing, it is not painful. The goal, especially with the machine that I use, which is the Alma Ice, the goal is to feel this tugging sensation, like somebody's pulling on your hairs, but like each of the individual hairs. So I'm not saying that it's super comfortable all the time, but it should not be painful. I should not be causing you pain. And as women, we are very prone to we suffer for beauty. No, we don't. No, we don't. We are past that point. 2025, we are past the point of suffering for beauty. We're not doing it. It is not painful. That's myth number 2. Myth number 3 is that it leaves scars. And again, a lot of that stems from IPL videos being misconstrued as laser hair removal videos. Just because they can be done in very similar places does not mean that they are the same thing. Because yes, you can get laser hair for your chin hairs and your sideburns and your mustache, but also for your underarms and your legs and your lady bits and all of that stuff. And even for guys, they can get it on their backs. So it is not something that leaves scars, again, when done properly. If you're just allowing them to have it at the highest level possible and the highest energy possible, you're gonna scream. We're gonna know that you're not experiencing this properly, but we're not suffering for beauty anymore. This does not leave scars if done properly. Okay? Next is that it lasts forever. And I wish it did. I wish it did. Honestly, I wish it did, because then I would never ever have to shave ever again. But the way I like to think of it is, it's not necessarily this laser hair removal, it's laser hair reduction. It's reducing the number of active hair follicles. But every time you have a major shift in your hormones, you have the potential to develop new hair follicles, okay? Now, there are some women that are so lucky that they get laser hair removal done and they never have problems again. And then there are others of us that the hairs are stubborn and they refuse to stay away, okay? But if it reduces it enough that you're not having to shave all the time, you're not having to pluck all the time, and things of that sort, that can be enough to make it so that you go longer between periods of needing to do something about the unwanted hairs, okay? And unwanted hairs in underarms and lady bits trap moisture, trap bacteria, trap smells. So if we can reduce the amount of hair in those areas, we reduce those issues as well. So that's number 4. And lastly, number 5 is that it's crazy expensive. I can't afford this. Now, I will tell you that I always get patients that ask me, does my insurance cover this? No, because your insurance does not care about you. But that's a conversation for another day. But no, it doesn't cover it, but it's not crazy expensive, right? When you look at it, the reason that people think it's crazy expensive is because they're not taking consideration every time they get waxed, every time they buy razors or shaving apparel so that they can shave themselves, those costs add up. We're just taking those costs that would be done over months and shoving it into one. But when you work with somebody that knows you, cares you, likes about you, there are payment plans, there are ways around this. You know, you can put it on a care credit card and things of that sort. Like, as long as you're working with somebody reputable, there are ways to make it make sense financially for you so that you can have the services that you want and the outcome that you want without it hurting your pocketbook so much. But it is something that, like, if we get you to a place where you no longer have the hair, then that was a one-time investment that you don't have to do again, right? That makes sense to me, at least. And as somebody that does receive hormone replacement therapy just so that my brain can function the way I need it to, I get hair in places I could grow a beard if I wanted to. I don't want to. I don't. But I could if I just let it go. And that's part of the reason why I got the laser machine, was to take care of myself. And then my patients got the benefit of, like, hey, my doc has laser hair machine. She cares about me. I know she's not going to hurt me. I know she's going to do it right. And so that's what I do. So if you're in the Akron area and you've wanted to try laser hair removal services, come check me out. It's not crazy expensive. I can show you that it doesn't hurt. And I can give you an experience that you might not get elsewhere. All right. Peace.